our last volume formula is volume of a sphere. And a sphere is just a ball. You guys know what a sphere is. So step number 1, write the formula. Come over here to your cheat sheet, your formula chart. Volume, sphere. Volume equals 4/3 pi radius cubed. Okay? So come over here and write my formula. Volume equals 4/3 radius cubed. I've also written it this way. Volume equals 4/3 pi radius times radius times radius, because that's what radius means. Radius cubes mean times itself 3 times. So I've just written it out long ways just so you have a better idea of what this means. Step number 2, draw and label the base. Well, a sphere doesn't really have a base, so there's no base to draw. There's no capital letters in this formula to calculate. Volume is a capital letter, but that's what we're solving for. There are no capital letters in the formula. Okay, so step number 4, plug in values for variables. 4/3 is already a number, so there's nothing to plug in. Pi, we're going to leave it in terms of pi. My radius is 10, so it's 10 times 10 times 10. That's what radius cubed means. So 10 times 10 is 100. 100 times 10 is 1,000. So we've got 4/3 pi times 1,000. 4/3. That means times 4 divided by 3. So you multiply it by your numerator, divide by your denominator. 1,000 times 4 is 4,000. I can do that in my head, guys, so can you. So 4,000 divided by 3 is 1,333. It's hard to see, but I've got a remainder of 1 right here. So it's 1,333 and 1/3 pi. Now, if I wanted to figure out my final answer, I would take this number and times it by pi, inches cubed. Always look at your unit. Your units are important. Okay, here's sphere when we're given a diameter. Okay, volume is 4/3 pi radius cubed, or I've written it out the long way, 4/3 pi radius times radius times radius. No base, no capital letters. We just got to plug in numbers. 4/3 times pi. And if our diameter is 8, means our radius is 4. So 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. So we've got to take 64 times 4. 64 times 4 is right here. It's 256. 256 divided by 3 is 85. We've got a remainder of 1/3. So 85 and 1/3. Don't forget your pi symbol. Centimeters cubed. Now remember, if you've got a number answer and it's not leaving it in terms of pi, you take 85 and 1/3 and you multiply it times pi. But because we're dealing with circles, there are so many decimals involved. This 85.333, that's not exact. 3.14, that's not exact pi. So if we want a number, an answer that is exact, we leave it in a fraction form and we leave it in terms of pi.